or whatever the reason, James Fraser, you made the wise choice.
We've recently heard some exciting news about Outlander Season 7, and it's bringing some of its most tragic lovers back from the dead. There are also some new cast changes that are definitely shaking things up, and we're getting teases about Dougal and Gillis making a return in Season 7 Part 2. So what does all this mean for Season 8? Let's break down everything we know about what's coming in the next season. The trailer for Outlander Season 7 Part 2 has some big surprises, including the return of two characters who were tragically killed off earlier in the series. So how is that even possible? It's definitely a nostalgic moment for fans to see these familiar faces back on screen, especially since they were fan favorites. Of course, bringing back characters who had died in the first 6 seasons isn't exactly easy to explain. Season 8 will be the grand finale, and it's already finished filming, with a release expected within the next year or so. But before we get there, we've still got the second half of Season 7 to enjoy. These upcoming episodes promise another adventurous ride for Claire and Jamie, featuring a difficult separation and some heartbreaking misunderstandings, not to mention some more historical drama. What makes Season 7 Part 2 even more thrilling, though, is the surprise return of Dougal Mackenzie and Gillis Duncan, two characters whose stories seem to have ended long ago. Dougal and Gillis are making a surprise return, and fans are buzzing with excitement. These two characters were crucial in the early seasons, playing somewhat antagonistic roles, and their deaths left a lasting impact. Dougal met his end in Season 2 after he overheard Claire and Jamie plotting to assassinate Prince Charles Stuart. He tried to kill Claire, and in the end, Jamie had to kill his own uncle to protect her. Gillis, on the other hand, was thought to be dead long before her shocking return in Season 3, where she was killed by Claire. Their deaths were tough for fans to watch, even though both characters had their flaws. But in the trailer for Season 7 Part 2, there's a brief moment showing Dougal kissing Gillis's hand, and the cast list confirms that Graham McTavish and Lottie Verbeek are back. So this isn't just old footage. It seems like these two characters are making a real comeback, and fans are dying to know how it all ties into the story. In the books, Roger ends up traveling back in time to a point before Dougal and Gillis's deaths. At the end of Season 7 Part 1, Roger and William Mackenzie, Dougal and Gillis's son, travel to the past to find their son Jemmy, who's been kidnapped. Up until now, time travel in Outlander has connected characters to 2 points in time, around 200 years apart. But the books take Roger to a time before Dougal's death. This could be how the show explains their return in Part 2, with Roger encountering a younger Dougal long before his tragic end. If this plays out on screen, it would mean Roger's journey leads him to meet Dougal and Gillis when they were still alive, giving fans a deeper look into their past. Even if their appearance is brief, bringing these fan-favorite characters back gives them a chance to complete their storylines before the show wraps up. It's the perfect way to give their tragic romance a proper conclusion. As Outlander heads into its final season, there's plenty of buzz around what's coming next, especially with some new insights into Season 8. In a recent interview, showrunner Meryl Davis and author Diana Gabaldon spilled some details about the final seasons, revealing which books will be covered in each. We already knew that Season 8 would dive into the events of Book 9, Go Tell the Bees I Am Gone, but what's really exciting is that they also plan to incorporate parts of the as-yet unreleased 10th book into the season as well. It's clear that the collaboration between the show's creators and Diana Gabaldon is something special, allowing the series to adapt material that hasn't even been published yet. This kind of close partnership is something we've seen with other big shows, like Game of Thrones, where details from the books were woven into the series even before they hit the shelves. Davis mentioned that while they'll be covering the final part of Book 6 in Season 7 because they didn't get to finish it in Season 6, they'll also tackle Books 7 and 8 in the upcoming episodes. As for Season 8, it'll mainly be focused on Book 9, but the inclusion of Book 10 in some form will definitely add a unique twist. Davis did admit, though, that it's a bit of a bittersweet situation, as they won't be able to cover all of Gabaldon's books in the show. She jokingly added that while she'd love to keep going, there's only so much time to wrap up the entire Outlander saga, and she's hoping for a chance to come back and cover Book 10 in the future. Gabaldon echoed this sentiment, adding that while they won't be able to get into all of Book 10, there will still be some little pieces of it scattered through the series. It's clear that the creators are trying to give fans the best possible conclusion, even if they can't do everything they'd like to. Fans are definitely in for an exciting and emotional final stretch. Even though Season 7 Part 2 is just around the corner, releasing on November 22nd, I can't help but keep an eye on all the latest updates from the Season 8 set. Having been a fan since day one, I'm way more interested in how the show wraps up in Season 8 than what's coming in Season 7 Part 2. Recently, I stumbled upon some leaked pics and videos from the final season set, and if you're curious about how Outlander is going to end, you're going to want to see this. Before diving into the leaks, I want to share a heartfelt message from Lauren Lyle, who posted a touching goodbye on Instagram. She shared 3 emotional pictures and talked about her last day on the show after 8 years. She mentioned how much her life has changed since she joined Outlander, and though she's excited to see her character Marsali one last time, it's hard to believe it's all coming to an end. Caitriona Balfe, who plays Claire, also gave an emotional interview about Season 8. She's nearing the end of this huge chapter of her life, and she admitted it's hitting her hard. After 11 years, saying goodbye to her co-stars and the character that changed her career is going to be bittersweet. But as she said, it's also an exciting time to look ahead to new opportunities. Now, about those leaked set photos, probably the most exciting detail is the new hairstyles for some of our favorite characters. We've got Claire with a more prominent white streak in her hair, which gives her a fresh look, though her outfits stay pretty consistent with what we're used to. As for Jamie, it looks like his hair is down for the first time in years, and it's even blonder now. Maybe a little nod to his aging? It's a fitting send-off for his character, and I'm sure fans will have a lot to say about his new look. Another interesting tidbit, Lord John Grey is sporting a messy beard now. Not sure exactly what's going on there, but it seems like his character will play a bigger role in Season 8, especially with the events from Go Tell the Bees I Am Gone shaping up. We also get a glimpse of Claire and Jamie riding toward a big house, which could be Lord John's place, and there's even a cozy scene with Claire and William. Things seem to be heating up between them, especially with William now knowing his true parentage. And then there's the new character, Amaranthus Grey, played by Carla Woodcock. She's a relative of Lord John, and there's potential for some drama with her and William, as she's got some major flirtation going on. It'll be interesting to see how she fits into the storyline, though fans of the books might not be too thrilled with her presence. There are a few other minor characters spotted on set, including a woman with a baby in a stroller. Anyone know who she could be? Diana Gabaldon has confirmed that the show's ending won't be the same as what she's planned for the final book, which makes sense. She doesn't want to spoil the book's ending before it's out. So, the showrunners are cooking up their own version of the finale, and they've yet to film it. I'm sure they'll keep it tightly under wraps to avoid any spoilers. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.